Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Zoe, but most people know me as 𝘬𝙪𝙨𝙨, and today we are filming in my office slash second reptile room, which I have not shown you guys yet. We have not done a tour in this room because it keeps changing. But yesterday I just moved my new toxarium enclosures into here and it fits perfectly. So I'm hoping that soon, now things are starting to come together, that we will have a room tour and you'll get to see this second room. This clothing rack will be leaving, so that will be gone. And it's just going to be animals and my office space. But in today's video, we are meeting another new animal. That's not really new. I've had it for months, many months, because this is one of my ambassador animals. It's a part of my education business. I just haven't shown him here for you guys yet. And that is my baby Pacman frog, Mango. Now I say baby. Mango is not really that much of a baby these days. I mean, I guess he is. Mango's only like half a year old. So something that you guys don't know, unless you've been here since the beginning of 𝘬𝙪𝙨𝙨, I've always wanted a Pacman frog. Like, always. It was one of the first herps I've ever wanted. Started with the green iguanas, corn snakes, and then Pacmans. I've always wanted a Pacman. But because I know there's issues with keepers keeping them alive, I ended up crossing them off my list for a while. But then this year, with it being the start of my education business, I needed a bigger amphibian that I could use for programs over the summer. And Pacmans, even when they're young, are still a decent sized amphibian. So when I was at the Albany Expo back in the spring, the Capital District Reptile Expo, I actually got him from the same place I got my tarantula from. It was the end of the expo and they were like, hey, you know what? You're hemming and hawing between two things. If you want to get both, we'll give you a deal. So I was like, that's my sign. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna give it a try, we're gonna go for it, because Pacmans are just so cool, so unique, they're colorful, people love them, they're so much fun to talk about. So I did a lot of studying up on how breeders keep Pacman frogs, because if they're breeding them, they obviously have success with raising them and keeping them. So I pulled a lot of what I learned from watching breeders and putting that into my care. And I pull Mango for feeding. I don't feed him inside of his enclosure. I don't want him to ingest any dirt, and I give him soaks in fresh clean water to make sure he is getting that nice soak. So without further ado, let's go do it. So this is not Mango's current setup, this is just his show display, but I left him in it because I knew I was going to be making this transition and I just was waiting for the substrate to come in. So anytime I do any work with Mango and his setup, I take him out and I give him a soak. And while I put him in a soak, that's usually when I also feed him. Like I said, I don't want him eating dirt, so I always feed him inside of these soaks. The setup we're using is actually something I bought as a show setup, but it's perfect for his current stage of life, so that's what we're using. And our bedding is going to be the Josh's Frogs bio bedding, but for Pacman frogs. I could totally buy different components to make bedding, but I really like the idea of something that was made for Pacman frogs, and I was placing a Josh's Frogs order anyway, so I figured we'd give it a try. So I put a whole bunch in and then put in some treated water, because with frogs we don't want dry substrate. And after it's well mixed, I'm making room for his water dish. I might end up going with something smaller, but we'll see. This does take up a lot of room, but I wanted something nice and big that he could really get in and soak in, like a little pool, if you will. So once his little pool was in, then I put his philodendron in. He has had this philodendron literally forever, and it does so well with him. It's grown great. It was just a cutting when I first put it in with him. So I highly suggest philodendrons with your frogs, guys. They look great and they hold up great. And then it was time to put Mango back into his new home to see what he thinks. And then this is the lid. It has a little locking screen door, and it does come with screws so the lid stays on, but I took them out to be able to take the lid completely off. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think, and as always, we'll see you for the next video. Bye!